Yellow sign.
I simply must get through.
No key, so...
What key?
Now, don't tell me you left it up there.
Oh, dear. Whatever will I do?
Try the box, naturally.
Oh, eat me. All right. But goodness knows what this will do. Whoa!
It's nice being in chat while the intro is going on because you actually get to see the responses. Welcome to tonight's Tide Pod Challenge, Plumes of Hazard. No, let's just cut it off right there. We don't want no idiots eating Tide Pods and blaming us. I am MassBlast09, and here is the co-host, the other co-host. I don't even know. I mean, Slash Up Arts. That's it.
Well. But there is one. There's another one.
Oh God! See, I knew it. He just had to come in the nicotine, didn't he?
I was gonna say it doesn't look like I missed anything.
Coming to you from the trailer park, understudy 70 trailer.
It's super study.
Super study. For a second, I thought he had like a cape because I know it had a hoodie, but the chair made it look like he had like the metal clasps. No, you gotta lower it down a little bit right there. The chair made it look like you had like the things where the cape hooks up to.
Here, let me click on. Yeah, the over the shoulder thingies, right?
Yeah, hence the heroic pose.
Right.
What's happening,
Hey,
yo?
is that a Walmart special fan?
I'm a fan of that fan.
It is.
Nice. I think I've got the same one.
So here's the problem with those things.
So we have a lot of fans from when the AC broke, but it gets hot on this floor with these windows, so I brought up a fan.
See, here's my problem with those fans, though, that I don't care if you paid $10, $15 for them or $30 for them. Those fucking metal plastic feet always break, and then the thing goes, and then all the dust that's built up on the fan just goes whoosh, into the air.
They inevitably end up just leaning against the wall, right? Yeah. For that very reason, because you're
right, with a stick or something like that.
Yeah. So I'm glad Sean could join us tonight because did you notice the show name?
No, I didn't.
It's a box of saltines because it's mostly white with a little brown on top.
Got him.
Wasn't going to make quite as much sense if he didn't show up. Otherwise, it'd be more like what are the marble rye?
It would have just been Texas toast.
I kind of forgot until a minute ago, and I was like, "Oh shit, that's happening."
Actually, we could have called it Texas toast.
I was going to go with marble rye if it was just you and me.
That's true. I'm down.
Well, I'm still trying to get logged into everything. I literally just got to my desk.
Here's the chat.
I was comfortably watching TV.
There you go.
I just saw his want me to jump in.
Yeah.
So to answer the questions that are in chat, Foo's not here tonight, and the reason we had to ask Sean specifically if he wouldn't mind filling in this week was he had a family emergency and couldn't make it, and it was legit too. So our thoughts and prayers, or whatever you want to send over, positive vibes or whatever you do, send them over to Foo. He'll be all right. But
no, he hasn't gotten deported.
No, that's right. The FBI has not come and got him.
I, on the other hand, got pretty close to. I'm joking around. I went to. I was in Minnesota last week, and scoping out some
dairy farms,
freezer locations.
Oh, okay.
And I, put my bag through the scanner, and they have the fancy ones over there where when the bag comes out of the other side, it's in this cage. And I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm like, and it's all automated. So it's kind of like so you put all your shit in the basket, and you push it, and it goes on its own conveyor belt, right? Well, it's all automated. So it goes through and it comes out, but it doesn't continue and then slide down the thing. No, I'm like watching. I'm like, it's gonna get pushed. And then a little arm comes out, pushes it to another conveyor belt that you can't get to, and comes down the back. I'm like, fuck. So they were like, "Is this yours?" I'm like, "Yes." I've already taken. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't traveled within the last few weeks, now they make you take anything out of your carry-on, like any food item, any powder, everything has to come out,
including electronics. It used to just be like a laptop or other large electronics. Now it's like iPads.
Any electronic larger than a cell phone.
Yep.
So I'm carrying, this, pretty much. I didn't want to say it at the airport, but this fucking bomb, because this thing's got like 50 18650s. Let's see how many juices this is. This is a 20,000 mAh, so almost 75 watt hour in this thing. And so anyways, pull all that stuff out, and no, they still searched it. Apparently my deodorant threw it off. I'm like, it's straight up Old Spice. I don't, whatever. So, but yeah, didn't get cavity search, but I did go in Orlando. I went through the backscatter scanner, and apparently something in my junk and something in my back. So I had to get felt up. It's hilarious too, because the guy's looking at a little screen, and it's just the shape of a body, and they put squares where they're supposed to search.
Yeah.
And the one guy goes, like, you could tell he's kind of uncomfortable because he was like in training. I don't give a shit. It's probably the most fun I've had in a while. Stranger danger. And so I'm sitting there like this, and the one guy's like, he had already checked my crotch, and he's like checking my back. And the one guy walks by, he goes, "You check his crotch?" I almost see. I know better, so I didn't say anything. But I almost said, "I'm down for round 2," and that's something you don't want to say when you are in TSA's hands. So, anyways, I was trying to
at least if you're brown.
Definitely if you're brown. So, but hey, the security theater can't get around it.
So for all the people commenting, by the way, since the last time I've been on, I have moved. I live in a different place now.
He's single. He lives in his own apartment, and he's looking to mingle.
I'm not single. I didn't even make that joke. My wife's not that far away anymore. I'm not in the basement.
Yeah. Bing with the pan. I just heard I got like 50 comments on my Facebook about you being single. Single of what, eh?
Yeah, so I was living in Maryland before in a half-decent area. I'm now living in the most pretentious place you could possibly live in Northern Virginia.
Duro said, hopefully you moved out of Glen Burnie.
I'm living in pretentious ass Northern Virginia. Like when you enter my subdivision, there is a big metal sign with the name of the subdivision with fucking water jets coming out from the bottom.
Those are called fountains.
Yeah, so like it's a fountain just to name the subdivision of the town that I live in.
Nice.
And like everything is beautiful. Like they must have like 1,000 Mexicans on retainer.
Welcome to living in a normal neighborhood, Sean.
Dude, I'm just saying, man, they gotta have like 1,000 Mexicans on retainer. Fucking place. They got sprinklers on the side of the road.
Yeah.
It costs my HOA an ungodly amount of money to keep up all the landscaping and all that shit they've got around all the different multiple entrances to my neighborhood.
Our bill down here is pretty ridiculous for the HOA. Matter of fact, the budget meeting was tonight. Oh well.
So I don't have one yet because I'm in an apartment, which is nice, but I'm pretty sure my minimum HOA is going to be like $250 a month.
Yeah. Well, before I moved into my neighborhood, I was 150%, and my wife reminds me every day of that. I was totally against having an HOA, and
I have been until I moved here, and I'm kind of like,
Yeah. Well, then when when you own your house, and I go like towards my sister's neighborhood where there is no, I mean, there's it's city, but there's no HOA. There's not, and you're like, why is that house painted mint, chocolate chip cookie mint or green?
Yeah.
Why does this guy have a 18-wheeler parked right in the front of his house? Well, just stuff like that you're like,
So to Glassbone Vapor, who's saying Virginia and pretentious don't make sense together, there's two different parts of Virginia. There's Virginia and there's Northern Virginia. Northern Virginia might as well be its own fucking state because it's completely different than the rest of the state of Virginia.
Yeah.
Like completely different than the rest of the state of Virginia.
Massey check side chat.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm also not going to comment.
Welcome, Mooch. In other news, Mooch is scaring off Tesla from going private. They will not be going private. They're staying public because he said, I'm going to test your batteries. And they were like, whoa, all right. So they backed off. Stock dropped. Same old, same old. Thanks, Mooch. Appreciate you. Oh, and apparently somebody, who was it that was commenting why the hell Mooch was testing an 18490 or an 18390 or whatever?
I saw him post it in the Patreon about wanting, it was like 20, he wanted 2350s or something. 2350s. It's really weird. Right. It's a weird size.
That's right. Yeah. Somebody was saying something about that.
I will be honest, though, what I am most afraid of is when I move my plates over to Virginia and then I got to pay personal property tax on my BMW.
Ooh, yeah.
So
you know what? States that do that.
Yeah, I'm right.
So here's the interesting concept of it. And I figured this out the other day. So like in Maryland, it's almost impossible to get a gun, right? But like I kept lockpicks in my
all
car.
the shootings in Maryland do not agree with your statistics so far.
So I kept lockpicks in my car.
Yeah.
Virginia, I can literally take my gun anywhere I want, strapped, good.
Yeah. They're open carry, aren't they? Virginia?
But lockpicks are federal intent.
Yeah.
Unless you're a licensed locksmith. So like I can have a thing to kill a person, but I can't pick locks for sport.
Angsty, to prove Rob Wiggles wrong, what are you vaping on? Apparently, he seems to think that we are so out of the vaping loop.
I mean, he's right about me.
I know, right?
We normally bullshit or something for a few minutes.
Shit.
This week, I've mostly been vaping on a on this thing, the Clunkmaster 5000. You'll notice it doesn't have an Addy on it because I'm vaping on a different mod that I've got right here that we'll talk about in a minute. There's Railcracker in there. In fact, there's now OG Railcracker in there because I cashed out one of my new bottles. Now I went back to the old stuff, just still doing a little testing on it. And we'll talk about this in a minute. The Bill Box, the RPG versions. Sean, have you seen this? I did get an RPG.
No, I did not see that. Nice.
Did you hear that one of mine got stolen?
No.
My first Rat Black one that I bought when the Bill Box 4 first came out, when on my business trip to Boston, it either walked off of my desk in the room or I accidentally left it in the room, either which are possible. But then the cleaning people said that they couldn't find it, which had in it a V1 exoset and an Omen tip on top.
Ooh. Yeah, see, this just shows how out of the loop I am.
Yeah, that happened a couple months ago. Anyway, so in order to replace it, I did end up getting an RPG. Remember my old one, my version 3?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it looks every bit as good in here as it did on that one. The color is fantastic. Inside of here is Abolishment and a very expensive exoset. Yeah,
well, did you have to get the exoset secondhand?
Yep.
Paid through the teeth?
No, it wasn't that bad. I just paid full RRP for an Addy that came out 2 or 3 years ago. It
just makes it even more painful because the first one got stolen.
Yeah, it was just a slap in the face. Like I get to pay full RRP on a Bill Box, which was in fantastic shape, and full RRP on on the Exoset, full RP for 2 Boros, and then full RP for a Hellfire tip. This is all in the Hellfire group, by the way. That's why everything was full RP.
Oh, yeah. Because in the Hellfire group, things don't lose value.
Right. Yeah, they're always RP. Now, that said, in this particular... What was that?
Hellfire has the greatest economy of all vaping because everything remains flat. The value of their dollar neither goes up nor down.
It does go down a little bit, but you're right. It's pretty horizontal. But that said, the upside or the counter to that is they don't make any more Exosets, and everybody still wants them because they're still, in my opinion, the best billet box Addy. So that's probably not going to go down at all. But paying it full RP for a bunch of extra stuff on top of the billet box and Exoset that I didn't really want, it was annoying.
Well, I am sorry someone stole your billet box. That's
me too.
That sounds
bastard. I hope it blows up in their face.
I mean, don't hope that. Then it'll be in the news, and it'll be us responsible for bad things.
Yeah. Right. Fingerprints were taken from the bomb that was manufactured by a person that goes by the name Angsty. He was angsty, so that's why he did it. And because he plays Madden.
Oh, God. We even get started on that whole debacle. There's nothing. This one hasn't got anywhere, Girth. I still have the Fox.
I like the Fox one a lot, man. That might be my favorite of all the colors now.
Yeah.
That and the purple one.
So this is what I was using. So he sent it back when I was without a billet box for quite a while, several weeks. And I did pick this one up. So now I do have the second one. And if you need it back, Girth, just let me know. You tried to say something. Oh, the freaking shooting thing. Obviously terrible. The worst thing about this, and maybe okay, that's
wait. The worst thing about it is all the moms trying to figure out if they want to blame the gun or if they want to blame Call of Duty.
Yes, that's the problem. I started to say worst thing. That might not be the worst thing about it, but it's really irritating.
I mean, to be honest, the worst thing about it is that people died.
Yes, exactly. That's what I mean. I stopped myself. I was like, obviously that's not true. Wait a minute. I shouldn't say that. But no, the argument that I've been having with my own mother for decades is video games don't make people shoot people. And even to say that is, in my opinion, sort of dumb. But that's her position. And now that this happened, I was like, oh, God. And then I looked and they were playing Madden. I was like, huh. At least they weren't playing Call of Duty.
Yeah.
She can't blame it on that this time. Oh, man. I love my mom, by the way. We just disagree on this one particular thing.
That's good. You gotta, that's good, healthy relationship. Disagreeing with your mom.
That's right.
Because she'll always be there to set you straight.
Exactly. We've had a few spirited discussions about that particular topic.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway.
Can you imagine if it would have been a Call of Duty tournament?
Oh, yeah.
That's
terrible.
I mean, he would have been calling in dogs and helicopter strikes and nukes and freaking. All he had was an audible.
What Will says the lesson is console players are weird and never to be trusted. Hey, I occasionally play.
Seriously.
I just pre-ordered the new Spider-Man game for PS4 because it looks awesome.
I haven't seen it.
It's coming out in like 10 days. I've been following it for like a year.
One assumes that it's in a city so you can swing around everywhere.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's Spider-Man. It's in New York.
Right.
Ultimate rage quit, said Fast. Oh, my God. Yeah. It's sad. It's sad that someone can just get so worked up over something like that.
Video game.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it was. I mean, my position is that was going to happen to that psycho, no matter what the trigger was. So they could have cut him off in traffic or something, and that would have been.
But what's crazy is I've had a few friends that go to these, and again, I don't know. This wasn't a huge tournament, but some of the arena ones, man, and the security is tight as hell in there because there's so much money, and equipment and stuff. They don't want shit walking out and stuff. So
yeah,
I assume the same, going in. But. Anywho's, did Sean say what he was vaping on?
No, I am vaping Old Reliable actually because my lamp broke when I tried to switch.
Your run broke?
My limelight broke when I tried to clean the switch.
Oh, your limelight broke.
Yeah. So I have been vaping the Squonker's Paradise bolt with R2D2 door with a Narda and a bell cap and an Omen tip pretty much every day.
That's a cool door.
I like this door. Of all the doors that I have, this is my favorite, and it matches the blue bolt pretty well.
You know when you grab one of your mods that you haven't used in a while and it just sticks. That's what's been happening with this thing. Just so nice to just have right there on the desk. Just go.
I saw one of them was going to go up for sale, and I was like, oh man, oh wait, it doesn't squonk. If it's then I want one.
I probably could do a squonk bottle in there.
Yeah, I'd be quite interested in something like that if it's squonk.
But it's just so small. I don't even think a freaking 10 mil will fit in there. I don't know. Maybe.
Sorry, laughing at Kyle in chat. He's quoting me saying, I assume it takes place in the city. Just play around. He said, I'm upset that the Spider-Man rural walking simulator isn't coming out.
Well, I mean, if you watch the movie, man, like he was running through the town, like swinging, like breaking into people's tents and shit.
Yeah.
And like busted down a treehouse. That was a good movie. I liked that movie a lot.
I just rewatched Infinity War, I think, last night because I don't think my wife had seen it or something. I don't remember why we watched it again, but we definitely watched it again. So the big piece of news that I have is I got a package in earlier today, and it contained those 3 boxes. Oh, my Yeti's in the way.
Boxes or bags? Oh, there you go. Oh,
yay! My gloom's home, and it's been outfitted with the RAM. So if you want to see the locky thing inside the bottle, you can just see it peeking around there, and unlocked again. So just this afternoon, it came just a couple of hours ago. I've busted the gloom out, and also in there is my bliss. Oh, it's back too. And here's the thing. So I also sent back my my walnut, my very first Limelight freehand that I got off the first list that he sent, number 015, I think. And I sent that back because when I bought it, that first list, the only option was mech, right? So I bought it just to support Dayon, and I liked him, and I thought, sure. So I bought it. It was amazingly comfortable, but at the time, I was just not quite getting into the mech thing yet. Like, I bought it just because I like the guy. It was amazingly comfortable, but it was still a mech. And then later, a couple people messaged me when he was doing MOSFET upgrades. So I sent it in there and had that same mod upgraded. And that was the thing that made me go unregulated. It was pushing 2 years ago or something now. So that one thing. So that was the mod, right? So it was already built. It was already unbuilt and upgraded to completely fire differently, right? With a MOSFET. And then I used just a bejesus out of it until like last December or something. And I dropped it. And I've dropped my mods twice ever. I dropped my Dia once 3 years ago or something. It just skittered right out of my pocket when I was getting out of a car. And then I dropped this thing. And I didn't drop it very far, but I dropped on a tile and it cracked the wood. And it didn't fire quite right after that. So I sent it in with my other mods to be upgraded with the RAM, right? Sadly, Maya sent me a picture and the inside looked a little worse than the outside. So I think they actually tried to go ahead and fix it. And that wood was very thin inside, and trying to get in there and fix it and upgrade to the RAM didn't go well because, and part of this is probably my fault. It definitely had some the wood was super dark inside, which I assume means it had absorbed some e-liquid over the years that I've used it and probably bit it. So since I couldn't fix it, they sent me another one. And it looks really, really good. Boys, looks really, really good. It's not. It doesn't quite have the cool grain as my other one does, but it does have really cool grain. Not so much on that side, but this side the movement looks really good. I really, really like it. And the coolest thing about it is, I'm gonna zoom in and show you this because I just noticed it earlier. Get some more light here too. Let's see if this works.
Oh,
they engraved. Oh, I need to click on myself too. So they engraved on there. He put the Ram logo on there. It says Ram inside, which was one of the jokes that I had when I was trying to help him with the thing. I sent him a really bad GIF of the Intel inside thing with a donkey, or not a donkey, but a ram put on top, like a really bad one, on purpose to make him laugh. Anyway, so he put that in there, and in the bottom it says it's got my old number in it, serial number 015. Oh, that's not the serial number of this one anymore because now it's not. But I'm really grateful and thankful that he fixed this thing and made it. Didn't fix it. He just made me another one, which is really cool. I didn't have to do that. I basically broke it myself, and which I felt really badly about. Now, horror said what I was about to say is right now it's a little pale. Little less interesting, but yes, my meaty Texas hands and the Texas heat will definitely darken this up post haste, I'm sure.
I'm waiting to get the call that my gloom can go back in. I'd be very interested to have that back, actually.
Dude. So
I like the bolt a lot more than I ever thought I'd like it.
Yeah,
but I'm excited to get my gloom fixed and get a RAM chip in it.
Yeah. So the biggest thing about it, so not only is the RAM great, and I'm looking forward to actually testing it. I haven't yet, right? I just got it this afternoon. I used that prototype for a long time until it just fell apart because it was a prototype. But the thing that I've so far loving about it is the new switch. So one of the things that he modified when he was going to this RAM thing is he put a new switch in there, and one of the ones that he ended up going with was a more expensive switch that I believe he said that it's one of the ones that Evolve uses on the boards, on the actual boards. So it's a super beefy one, and this one is liquid proof. And he tested that by putting his. I saw a video quite a long time ago where he didn't have there was no switch plate, and he just put it underneath underneath an end mill that was blended over, and he just had it spinning, and it was just going click, 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 and then he would just like hose it down with VG. And click, 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 click. You just let it run. So that was one of the failure modes of the old ones. Was the switch going bad? So hopefully this one, it sure looks like it's going to be beefy. But for an end user, for a moment, the throw in that thing is so good. It's so snappy. It's even more so than the MOSFET. And the last ones with the MOSFETs, it was fine. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It made me an unregulated user. This is even better. It's got a great push to it. I really, really like it so far. Anyway, so really excited about that. I'm looking forward to using that and my Bliss again, and then breaking in this walnut with some Texas hand grease. Garth Brooks said 0% failure rate so far on the RAM, which I'm excited about because if there's anybody that can manage to make a MOSFET or switch malfunction, apparently it's this guy. Yeah.
We're talking about hiking at state parks now.
Oh, good.
It's one of the Watkins Glen is one of the parks on my list. There's like I think it's like an 8-mile round trail, and it's like 15 waterfalls or some shit.
Yeah.
But like I'm gonna have to get a babysitter for that trail because it's wet and it's pretty rocky. So I don't really want to have my kid in a backpack.
Oh, that's right. I forgot Kyle had his already. So he's confirming that his button clickies on the new one is different, better.
Nice.
So I would imagine so. An 8-mile hike, that's especially if it's wet and slippy and you're having to climb and stuff. God, with a baby, that would be terrible.
Yeah, which I don't want to like risk falling backwards or something like that.
Right. Or even if she's falling forwards and just crushing her.
So my general apologies because I'm going to be a real dick here because I need to fill up my bottle.
All right.
We did cover that in the previous episode. So that is still the case, by the way. I've had multiple people messaging me about abolishment and get pissed. And, of course, the rest of the line as well. But they tend to message me about my two juices, which makes sense. That is still underway. It is not ready yet, but we're really, really working for it. And as I said in a previous post, we all have a vested interest in getting that done as soon as possible because we don't have any access to it either.
Yeah.
And we want our shit.
Once my 2 liters are gone, I'm fucked.
So while Sean is over there stroking his bottle, I wanted to share some behind the scenes. I don't know if you want to say stolen or someone. You know how sometimes prototypes and stuff get leaked. We have a Plumes exclusive here. Apparently, I don't even know how to say this person's name. Chao Yong Ching. Got pictures of.
That sounds.
I know. I had to read it 4 times, but that's how it's spelled.
Okay.
He got some pictures from I'm guessing from Yeehee's R&D department of their new squonker. Now we showed some pictures last week or 2 weeks ago where they were at ECC Canada. Well, this is apparently that was just it was a working early prototype, but because so many people complained about the size and the weight of the mod, which again, why are we going that direction? You know, making something heavier. Anyways, I'll just shut up and show you the pictures of the prototype. So there's side number 1. There's the top view. So it's going to have 3 batteries instead of 2. And there's the front profile with it's gonna have a 250 ml squonk bottle. I mean, you can literally squonk for days. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. It comes in
even if you're Will.
It comes in yellow because you get the joke. There you go. So
I feel like we're going back to like circa 2012 right now.
Right.
It's gonna be a 25-watt mod. Yeah. On to other news. Anakin once again has come out with some crazy cool stuff. Apparently,
Wait,
you know,
Masty, before you go on to that, should you clarify that that's not the new SX mod?
That is not the new SX mod, guys. It's just
There's some people taking you seriously in chat.
Oh my! I can't wait for Perry to call me tomorrow. Yeah, that is how he talks. So all right, maybe there'll be some joke next in the next one too. So Anakin has been proud of their new member. It's called the Little Dicks, and this is the new Anakin shaped like little dicks, and it's a new pod system. Okay, so as you can see, you have the cap, you have a 0.5 ohm. It's using the plexus coil. It's got a refillable pod, and you know, comes in a bunch of different colors. And here's the breakdown.
Really is an unfortunately shaped mouthpiece.
Oh, it's really unfortunate. Wait till you see the hole on the top. I mean, it's yeah. So yeah, and then here's the there's the fill top, and I believe that I saw let's see, who was it? I think Anthony Vapes did a yes, he did. He did a maybe not. He did a write-up about it today.
Oh yeah, I did see that. You're right. I think it was Anthony.
Yeah, and he's got a picture. Let me see if I can find it. He's got a picture of the top view, and oh, there it is. It's called the Anakin. That's the Anakin pod system EQ. And let me see this image, and then there's an image that he's got I think. There we go. There's the top view. Okay, so this is the.
You're still looking at the original pod.
Yep. I'm switching over to the pee hole. There it is. So, ta-da. And then we'll go to the info one, which shows you that it's a 800 mAh battery. And let's see here. Okay, I don't have my screen up so I can see. So you got an 800 mAh battery. You can refill the pod, adjustable. You can adjust the vaping mode. There's also a boost mode. It's got a 0.5 ohm coil, and it's using the plexus coil. So a bunch of different colors. So there you go.
So Will actually has one of these, and he says it's delicious and strangely soothing, and it in no way looks like a cock in appearance and use.
Oh, okay.
He says, seriously, you guys are insane. It's fine. Okay.
So as we talk about poor design decisions, the place that my wife specifically wants to live in Northern Virginia, I'm gonna share the screen of the layout of their park right now. So,
oh my God! Look at the fence, dude. Come on, dude. And the ball sack is full of liquid too.
Oh yeah,
you've got to be shitting me.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
And it's shooting green and blue arrows at the top. Look at the veins, man. Holy shit! Oh my God! And there's a Johnny Rockets right up on top. It gets better.
The little creek coming out the top might be my favorite part. Holy shit, we're gonna get demonetized so hard.
Just an idea of the Virginia has to offer.
That is fucking awesome.
That's fantastic.
I would love to live on Legacy Park. That is your legacy right there, Sean.
Oh yeah.
You got to get an aerial of that park when all the leaves start dying.
Yeah.
Brown and veiny. Oh shit. So since we're talking about Washington, Virginia, that whole area, a sad day today. Our favorite congressman, Representative Duncan Hunter, and his wife have just been indicted for alleged misissue of campaign funds. Apparently, they've been indicted on charges by a federal grand jury that they used more than $250,000 in campaign funds to fund family vacations and buy vape shit, school tuition, and dental work, among other things. Then tried to conceal it to the Department of Justice. And apparently, despite repeated warnings from the treasurer, the couple plowed forward with lavish spending between 2009 and 2016, often concealing their purchases. And so apparently these campaign funds to pay $6,000 for tuition for their kids, $14,000 for a Thanksgiving trip to Italy, $6,500 to go to Hawaii, and $15,000 on plane tickets and hotel rooms for their children. So it sounds like fun. So he's not going to be able to help us anymore. Yeah,
there's your aerial view.
Look at that! It's even got the slingshot of the coming out the front
right there. Nice.
Yikes, man!
Man, oh man. And the worst part is it was probably some totally innocent civil engineer where I'm going, man, hey, those lots over there, they're not even bought. We could totally just grab those things and make this thing a park. Oh, and then those are good too. We need to add on to this. It ended up being terrible.
We want a place right on the tip.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Because if you're right on the tip, you can walk right over here and you're right across from the park. So really the tip
you would be just the tip. Yeah,
the tip is the most sensitive and best place to be in this area.
Yeah. Sean comes on innuendo guy.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. That's right, Will.
Nope.
So I did see a thing, back to vaping for just a minute, by old Stefan Didak. Let's see. He posted a California Healthy Kids survey. And his write-up of it is here. I'll go ahead and put this in chat. Right, meow. There you go. But the biggest thing is tobacco and vaping continued to decline throughout these students between 2015 and 2017. So everybody wigging out about thinking of the children. The data still does not support your position, but that doesn't stop California from continuing to be dickheads about vaping.
And banning everything they see. Yeah. Did you? Are you going to talk about that article that I just posted?
No, don't have that one. I had a different one I was looking for. Go ahead.
Okay, so article that I'm posting right now in chat is actually saying FDA bans e-cig liquid products that look like snacks and candies. So yeah, apparently potentially posting this e-cigarette liquid made by 17 manufacturers comes in packaging that strongly resembles that of candies, cookies, and other snacks popular with kids. This is kind of like an ode to crucifixions, since Ahmed is not here tonight. Basically, after several warnings sent to companies in May, remember we talked about this, okay? The U.S. Food and Drug Administration banned the products on Thursday. The agency told the companies that the labels and ads for the nicotine-containing e-liquids were false or misleading and potentially dangerous.
Yeah.
In addition, several other companies were previously cited for illegally selling products to minors, the FDA said. So here's a picture of one of the, I mean, this is exactly what we knew was going to happen, and these companies continued to do it. So good job, assholes. There's an image of one of them. I mean, that's pretty bad. And basically, they said removing these products from the market was a critical step in protecting our kids. Think of the children, FDA Commissioner Scott Gottlieb said. And we can all agree no kids should ever start using any tobacco or nicotine-containing product. And the companies selling it to them shouldn't be enticing them. So there you go.
Yeah. The other one that I had to discuss briefly was one, and I don't know this, I'm not familiar with this particular online service, so take it with a grain of salt, of course, as always. But I did find the title interesting because it's talking about shisha and I don't know how to say this. So I'm not going to try. Medwack. We're going to call it Medwack. But the thing is, the reason that it caught my eye was obviously because it was other tobacco products, and this is, in my opinion, true. That a lot of people tend to think, especially young folks, tend to think that shisha or vaping on a hookah or smoking a hookah or whatever is not as bad as smoking cigarettes. And the reason is because it's water pipe and it's easier to do. For those of us that did smoke, you probably know that, right? It's sweet candy, whatever, and fruits or whatever, and is nice and cool, right, when you're inhaling it. But what a lot of people don't realize is that it's still tobacco. I mean, it's got a lot of other shit in it too, right? But like molasses and flavorings and all that sort of stuff. But it's still, you're still combusting. I mean, you're still burning shit. And anyway, this particular one is talking about how, see the paper with the nicotine tar levels in an array of tobacco products. These scientists criticize shisha manufacturers who falsely present shisha as a healthier and more natural alternative to cigarettes, which is obviously not true. So it's, it's good, in my opinion, that we do educate people that not only is smoking cigarettes bad for you, smoking anything is probably bad for you. When you're combusting plant matter, probably not the best.
Yep, probably not good.
Oh, I do have the link. I'll put that side chat, or not in chat, but show chat rather. There we go. Done. Horror says, "Is oatmeal really good for your heart?" I thought so. Then again, I'm not in a position that I had to do that, but my dad had high cholesterol, and they did, suggest that he increase his whole grain oats intake as part of the regimen that they suggested to take. So that did seem like it worked.
Yeah, you don't. It's not. People hear that, and it's real important to go get blood work done every so often, because believe it or not, and you can do the research, your body's own creation and secretion of cholesterol that goes in your blood actually affects you more than what you're eating. Now, obviously, if you're eating 50 pounds of,
dog shit, McDonald's or something,
shit fries,
yeah.
Cheese curds, your cholesterol is going to be a little high. So,
or if you're hard onto the old keto thing, careful.
That too. Yep.
Not saying it's bad for you, and I am not a nutritional person, but when
I can't eat all the bacon I want and lose weight.
Yeah, exactly. Technically, maybe, but you might be suffering in other ways.
we've seen plenty of examples of that. So,
yeah.
But yeah, consult
your doctors, everybody. Consult your doctors.
Yep.
And if your doctor's wrong, just disagree and do your thing anyway, because
that's how we do.
And if you want to continue eating the shit fries but want to lower your cholesterol, you'd be amazed what a little walking or jogging would do to your cholesterol. Amazing. You can still eat like shit. It ain't gonna go down as fast as it would if you stopped eating like shit, but and some people just have high cholesterol because that's how it is, not because of what they're eating or lack of exercise or anything like that. And those people really have to watch what they eat, because this makes it even worse. So
I'm just
there you go.
It's out there, man. Like I am a token example of this situation, given that I am relatively sedentary as a human being, and then last year I've lost 100 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not hard to turn your shit around, and I spend about a half hour a day.
It's not 60 points in cholesterol down here, so you can do it.
Hell yeah.
Motivational messaging.
Yeah, that's right. I haven't done blood work in a long time. I should probably do that. See if that would help too. Just to outline any additional things that I can be doing to make myself a little healthier.
Yep.
I think that's about it. So do your positive vibes, thoughts, and prayers, whatever, for old Foo. And we'll see what happens next week. I'm actually not sure what the schedules are on.
Yeah, we might be laboring that day of Labor Day next week.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Wife makes plans. Yeah, I don't know what the plans are. It might mean that I'm not here. So we'll see.
Keep an eye out on the Plumes page. We'll update on there.
Yeah, the Facebook will have the stuff.
I had another picture that I wanted to show. Let me grab it.
Oh, good.
Shit. I gotta grab it from Messenger. It's a picture that I posted up earlier. Don't have it. You got anything else? Actually, I gotta get the picture real quick.
Nope.
Well, I'll give you guys a story.
Yep.
I'm glad that I had ordered a little bit of spare juice, because I made an unfortunate promise at one point that word got around my office relatively quickly that I did this thing on YouTube, but nobody really knew about it. It took my team all of 25 minutes to find it. So everybody who vapes that's on my team got free juice, so that they wouldn't tell the rest of the company.
That's awesome.
So
First thing they use against you.
Literally all of 15 minutes, and they're like, "Oh, hey, I found it." Although I do think from it, you guys got a couple more viewers because at least one of them was like, he watched the highlight reel and he's like, "Dude, this shit's fucking funny." Every week.
So I'm gonna be moving my office, which probably would be a good idea not to have also a show next week because I will be in the middle of that. But so I had, I got mods on a shelf, but I also had mods on my desk that I currently swap between back and forth and do some testing on and stuff like that. So I decided to, as I'm getting ready to move them, take a picture. And holy crap, do I have too much stuff on my desk. So here it is. There's the snapshot of everything that I had on my desk.
Yeah, that orange thing on the far right, that's not a mod.
It's red. And it is a mod because I put it together and it was a pain in the dick because this was back in the day where there were no boards that were already pre-made.
Like Mast, this guy right here. This took me all of 15 minutes to put together.
Yeah, there you go. There's the difference. This is old school, and Sean's is, Sean can put it together. So there you go. Enough said.
It's all like little fucking modules that snap together, and
I love how it's clear in the back so you can see it inside.
So it came with multiple different backs. One of the backs is a Lego back with a light key module. So there's actually buttons on the back that fucking light up and shit. That I'm not using right now, but like
I assume that's a Pi device.
Yeah, it's a Clockwork Pi. So it's got a battery module, the Clockwork Pi module, the screen, and then the button set. And it was a kit that was like $100. Took me 15 minutes to put it together. It's
definitely worth it because what I spent on putting that one together was way more than $100.
For anybody who's interested, this is called a game shell, and
you can't get it, so don't be interested too much.
I kickstarted it.
Is it available already? No, when we looked, it was not available anywhere.
It might not.
I don't know.
But it's gonna be available at some point.
Yeah. But yeah, I had to clean all that stuff and move it over.
The downside is I do got to flash some other shit on it though, because like it's only built for like Game Boy Advance and stuff. So I've got to flash some stuff on to get everything else.
Yeah.
The OS is completely open. So you can get your name on the pre-order list.
Oh, okay.
What's the domain if somebody's interested?
Clockworkpi.com. P-I, not P-I-E.
Clockwork Pi.
Yeah, so just imagine all of those are using like a 0 or something smaller. I had to use a fucking B in mine.
They're using a completely, like, it's not a Raspberry Pi. It's a Clockwork.
Right.
Their own board. But I mean, it's a little bigger. It's somewhere in between the normal Pi and the 0.
Yeah.
Which it's a pretty cool little fucking device for what it is, man. Like, I've been pretty happy with it.
Yeah.
Like, it's a cool little thing. The screen's a little small.
What size batteries it got in it?
Let's see if I can read it. Because
do you remember any mile?
1050.
Nice.
So 1050 mAh battery. The screen's a little small because it's tiny.
Yeah,
that probably helps with the battery though.
Yeah, I would wager so. But like it plays pretty good. I've been playing Game Boy Advance games and stuff on it.
Cool. Yeah.
It's a cool little piece.
All right, everybody. Pay attention to the Plumes Facebook group. We'll let you know what's going on for next week. But until then, we'll see you next time.
Thanks for having me.
Peace out, boys. Later.